This is Lord of the War of the Ring, and we are replaying the championship game from the 2013 War of the Ring tournament. I believe it was the first tournament ever online. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it was between the two combatants on the free side, Helios, and on the shadow side, Andrew Poultier or Poulter. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Also known as Gamesjart or Gamesjart. Not totally sure, but just let me know if that's wrong. And so I'm going to go through this matchup and maybe offer a few insights. Mostly just watch them play. I don't know totally what I'm talking about. I'm still learning the game, but I thought I'd use this opportunity to learn some more myself and see if I can point out some things. So if you do have any feedback or comments, you can feel free to add those below. All right, here we go. Let's see what cards they pick up. All right, so Helios picks up Eomer, son of Eomund, and Ents Awake, Treebeard, while Andrew draws The Shadow is Moving and the Black Captain Commands. Let's see what they do with those cards. Okay, so rolling 2 eyes here. Just going to slow this down, I think. And Helios is going to go first. Playing Eomer right off the bat. And that'll go into Helm's Deep. And draws Grimbeorn the Old. And Andrew is going to move Isengard to at war. And Andrew does the classic consolidation move in Mordor. And Helios responds with the classic fellowship move in the first turn. By the way, G is for Gamesjart in the chat, and H is for Helios. And the Nazgul miss on the first roll. Going for an early Saruman. Pretty standard stuff thus far. And another fellowship move, pretty standard. And another miss. So for those of you who don't know, Andrew has done a ton of work for the War of the Ring online community. Very fitting that he was in the final for the first year. And some more politics here. Moving Gondor down, I believe. And drawing a card. Day Without Dawn, very potent. Good one to get early. All right, so File of Galadriel, Fearfire Foes. It's drawn by Helios, and Andrew gets breaking of the Fellowship and half orcs. Maybe we'll speed this up maybe one more. Okay, looks like maybe a little tougher time for the Fellowship this round. Will of the West, we'll see what he does with that. Again, pretty standard, getting those blue tiles into Mordor. And nice, Mithril Coat and Sting. Standard Sauron to at war. And adds the file to the Mordor track eventually. Oh. So apparently they live streamed this and there were 4 people watching. Awesome. I don't know if they still live stream it or not. Grimbeorn goes into play. And draws Imrahil. Few little technical difficulties. It will be curious to see how the strategy develops over the years. I can't remember what year the second edition came out, but I think it was still pretty new back in 2013. Well, no one's watching then, but hopefully we can make up for that by watching it now in 2021. All right, so Andrew plays his hand and he's going after Gondor and moving north, possibly. And beefing up that army in South Ithilien. So it'll be interesting to see the pronunciations as well. I do have a background in linguistics, so I did try to learn how to pronounce the names, but it's not always clear. So we can have a little debate as well on the name pronunciations. Nazgul's miss again. They're out at lunch. And Osgiliath right off the bat. Or Osgiliath. I feel like Tolkien would actually be quite picky with pronunciation, being a philologist, but we'll leave the comments to argue about that. Andrew gets 1 hit. And we'll see what Helios decides to do. Where is he going to go? And into Minas Tirith. I often consider retreating into North Ithilien now. I believe after watching Jason's play, that always seems to be a good move and one that I always seem to forget about. So maybe you can comment, is it better to retreat to North Ithilien or Minas Tirith? All right, and here we go. Finally, a hit by the Nazgul. And this is going to be a tough choice. Will he reveal in Moria? Or is he going to take high pass? Oh, maybe he had... okay, it was 4 spaces, not 3. They are going to draw the Moria tile. So that was definitely an ugly one for the Fellowship. And the usual Gandalf sacrifice, the Queen sacrifice. And now we've got Witch King coming in. Here we are at the end of turn 2. Not looking awesome for the Fellowship, although they have pretty low corruption. Yeah, that is a good point. We can look at the statistics so far just to see what's going on. So if we look here, the numbers are plus minus the average amount of dice that should be rolled, I believe, or is it? No, I think it's maybe just the total. Yeah, it's the average expected dice. And if we look here, I'll just go over here so we can see the map. All right, so if we look here, we've got a +2 rolled for eyes. But I don't believe there are the Nazgul. Oh yeah, I guess there's -1 for a 6, and I think that includes just all dice rolls. Okay, trying to defend Minas Tirith, and then now it's under siege. Andrew's moving Southron and Easterlings closer to war. Hopefully we'll be able to play Day Without Dawn next round. The ring is mine. Pretty potent hunt tile for Mordor. And we've got some more little tick issues. All right, so first Elven Ring being used. Got to move the Fellowship for sure. Having a little bit of trouble there in Parth Celebrant, or no, they're still in Dimrildale. Okay, zoom in a little more. There we go. Okay. And a successful Orc patrol in Dimrildale is going to take out Merry. But hobbits are pretty resilient, so he's going to be able to escape and go on his merry little way to Fangorn, or Tolkien would say Fongorn. Oh, changed his mind. And it goes into the narrows of the forest. And draws Smeagol helps nice master. And Andrew's going to use the ring now. And yes, hoping for that, I suspect, the day without dawn, hoping that Helios will roll a bunch of Will the West dice. And turn 4. Dead Men of Dunharrow. The Red Arrow. Very good Rohan Gondor cards. Threats and Promises and Lure of the Ring. All right, Helios discards. And declares a fellowship in Parth Celebrant. Rolling a bunch of eyes. And are there going to be any willies? Let's see. Yes, there is one. So we'll see what he does. So Andrew's going to have to wait on that still. And here comes Gandhi the White. Probably going into Fongorn.
Wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
And there's some great wisdom from our good friend Gandalf. That northern army continues marching upwards towards the Woodland Realm and Dale. We'll see if Mary can be of assistance up there. And there's actually a pretty sizable army in the Old Forest Road. So a good play by Helios, sending them down from Carrick. Again, supplementing that force in Minas Tirith. And now here we go. The big showdown. First major battle coming up. A few modifiers here. Ooh, pretty bad roll by Andrew, unfortunately. And a killer roll there. Wow, okay. So they didn't need Gandalf there after all. Okay, and Andrew now has another red tile from the Witch King draw. Okay, and Andrew is recalculating. Trying to beef up the northern force, since that force from Carrick is going to make things a little more interesting. And Fellowship succeeds in its quest again, running through the fields and the forests, frolicking their way south. Shuffling some Nazgul around, I believe. And here we go, a blue tile now. So now we've got 2 blue tiles and 1 red going into Mordor. And here we go, 2v2 with the tiles. And that ends round 4. So at the moment, looks like Andrew had a little bit of unlucky rolling in Minas Tirith, but the Fellowship is being harassed by Nazgul and some orcs. So we'll see what it looks like this next round. Declares in Eastimnet. Oh, and Andrew may have a chance here. Oh no, that wasn't the roll, was it? There we go. So lots of military for Helios this round. We may see the Fellowship moving a few times here. Ouch. And 1 out of 6 chance hits. Let's see what he draws. Lol indeed. And it's just a 1, so that's not too bad. Now Andrew. Again, really just focusing on harassing the Fellowship while shuffling some military forces north. And I got another Fellowship move here. And 2 misses there. Now Andrew is going to take the Palantir. And we'll see what Helios does now. Very important to get rid of that card. If we just pause, take a look here. To get rid of it, you need to use an action die and an Elven Ring, which may be worth it, or just a Will of the West die. So Helios has decided to pass up on that. We've got a large army in the northeast, likely going for Erebor or Dale. Okay, now the north is going to see some action here. And scouts, really great retreat card into Erebor. And the north is definitely making things frustrating for Andrew somewhat. There we got the first victory point for Andrew. And now it's the dwarves' turn. Oh, and a lucky hit by the dwarf. So it seems like Andrew is really just wanting to lock up the north and maybe finish Minas Tirith later. We'll see how that strategy plays out. And doing another fellowship movement. Yeah, and the fellowship's definitely speeding along here, one space away from Mordor at this point. Perhaps we'll zoom in a little more here. Okay, and Erebor is under siege, and the dwarves are now at war. Should be at war, I think, anyway. Must be a summertime game. Actually, Andrew, I did play you once, and you also had a heat wave. I'm jealous. In Canada, it's currently minus 30 and was minus 50 this week. And the Palantir is making a difference. Or the Palantir. Sorry, Mr. Tolkien. I always tend to pronounce his name wrong. Rolling in his grave in the Candles of Corpses. Ooh. And that was a big ouch for Helios. That was definitely a huge roll by Andrew there on Candles of Corpses. Tolkien's Revenge for my mispronunciation. So it's going to be a little tough for Helios because he probably would like to be in Mordor at the end of this turn. But he is still one space away. And that's going to give Andrew a little bit more time. Although he did move 3 times that round, so that's pretty good. All right, so let's look at their cards again here. So Helios, he's got 7, so he's got a discard. He's got 2 Ent cards, a few strategy cards. Círdan's ships and Imrahil are going to be great if Andrew decides to go south Gondor. Yeah, North should be at war, and I think the dwarves should also be at war at this point. And then we look at Andrew's cards here. He's still holding on to Day Without Dawn, and a few Fellowship cards and a few Rohan cards, looks like, in Monsters Roused. And they are in the Dagorlad, just outside the Black Gate. Okay, interesting. So we'll see if Helios gets rid of the Palantir because of this roll. It's going to be a tough round for the Fellowship, I think. So he does get rid of the Palantir. Wise move. Or if you like, I do know a little bit of Spanish. It should be the Palantir. It's a little bit of a roll at the end. For all you language fans out there. And beefing up the Woodland Realm just in time. Paths of the Woses. This could come in handy. We'll see how Andrew does in Minas Tirith now. Erebor under siege. And let's see what happens. Okay, he's getting just one. And Helios gets one hit. So just slowly wearing the dwarves down here. See a few presses. Yeah, and he is going to reduce and press the attack. Desperate Battle versus Sudden Strike. And a pre-attack by Helios. 50% hit. Andrew rolling a 6. Quite a few 5s. And then let's look at Desperate Battle. Yeah, so it looks like he got quite a few hits there. I believe he got 4 or 5. So an overwhelming victory there for the Shadow. And just like that, it's really not looking good for the Fellowship now. Isildur's Bane. Let's see, Andrew's been doing pretty well with these cards, so. And that's going to prevent the Fellowship from getting into Mordor this turn. That was a big reveal there. So tilting it even more into Andrew's favor. Unless, of course, Helios has a card that allows him to move the Fellowship one more time. Oh yes, I forgot. He's got Strider as the guide, so he will indeed be able to move into Mordor this turn. And now the Southron Easterlings have a little bit of action here. Oh, I didn't notice, but Helios has a little bit of defense built up in Pelargir. Now it's Woodland Realm's turn. And that third red tile It's going to be pretty tough for the Fellowship. Their corruption is at 7, so it's pretty high at the moment. And here we go, Helios realizing a tactical mistake. Yeah, definitely an option. And yes, that is true. They did have some issues with the North and Dwarven nations. You know, happens to everyone. I've made way more mistakes than these guys put together, so. Easy to be an armchair warrior. All right, and Woodland Realm holding on by the skin of their teeth. No, I think I just missed. I thought Helios was going to move. Oh, he did. Okay, he did move. Okay. And let's see if Andrew can get to halfway to 10 victory points before the round is over. Maybe not. Woodland Realm might last another day. And pressing the attack is Andrew. One more crack. We'll see. 6 units to 3. This could be interesting. Ouch. And Andrew's going to be in an interesting position in the next round. Might have to play a little bit of defense depending on what Helios does with that northern army. But Andrew does have 3 separate armies up there. And knocking back some of that corruption. And yes, indeed, fair weather this round. Although cruel weather is indeed here in Western Canada. I don't mind, keeps you on your toes. Can be kind of fun. And when you breathe in, it kind of feels like you're dying. And Pippin is going to separate and go into Osgiliath. Or Osgiliath. Depending on who you ask. And here we go, we enter the end game with the Fellowship in Mordor on the first step of the track. Andrew is a little low on points here, but he does have quite a few red tiles, and the Woodland Realm is on its last legs, so we'll see what happens. And quite a bit of the Fellowship is still active in Mordor. So we'll see how that goes for Helios. Maybe not looking so great with the number of eyes in the box. All right, and we may finally see Day Without Dawn being played here. And I believe this is going to be the North Army on the Woodland Realm Army. Yep, that's right. Not bad. See if he can get a chance at the Witch King. Not looking very promising, but it was definitely worth a try. But he is going to help the Woodland Realm last just a little bit longer, and sometimes that can make all the difference. And here we go. Oh, interesting. Didn't play Day Without Dawn. I'm actually curious why that would be. Maybe he is prioritizing the Mordor red tiles. And both sides are preparing their cards before any movement on the Mordor track. We've got the mouth coming in. All right, let's see. Ouch. Well, he's got Sting, so give him another chance. No, he's going to take it. I guess because he's got so many people in the Fellowship. Can do that. Might as well. I guess anything is better than a red tile. So many things to think about as well. But what you're going to do, who you're going to take on the Mordor track, and corruption, or if you're going to use Mithril Coat and Sting. All right, and hold on, he did play Day Without Dawn. Oh, I see. Maybe he forgot about that he had the card. And 3. Well, maybe he'll take Legolas. Again, any tile's better than a red tile. Yeah, this is definitely one of those games where you do need a drink, especially at the end. All right, and Andrew asking that classic question, are you sure? Either psyching him out or being nice. But knowing Andrew, probably just being nice. And he decides to use Mithril Coat and Sting. And and draws the card that is only useful at the very beginning of the game. And there we go, the rings are all gone. Ouch. Helios is in a lot of trouble here. This is a really tough card to be drawn in Mordor. There's really no way to get rid of this until the end of the game, so because you have to be declared in a stronghold or city belonging to the Free Peoples. So as we go into, I believe, turn 8, well, it looks like Helios is pretty close, but the corruption is fairly high. There's quite a few red tiles in the pool. Looking like a very military round for Andrew. Hides the Fellowship. And surrounding Woodland Realm for the second time here. I'm going to combine the two armies, possibly, and here we go. The north is going to put up some resistance. Yeah, the Fellowship may just sit back and wait a little bit and play some defense on the map against Sauron's armies. Consolidating the armies. And Grand comes out. Great card, but, you know, can be a little risky because you're locked into 3 rounds. So it can backfire. Let's see what happens. Andrew's pretty maxed out for hit points, so he should be okay. 3 hits. Awesome roll. 4, actually, with the bonus of Great Host. Versus 3. So definitely a bloodbath there. And at this point, Andrew's going to easily take Woodland Realm, probably the next round. Put up a really solid defense, though. Helios really, there's a thorn in Andrew's side up there. All right, second round. Definitely give him a chance. You never know in this game. Let's see. Maybe it's that Talion or that the ghost dude from the video game. Gonna put up a miraculous defense. And there we go. It's game over in Woodland Realm anyway. And Andrew is halfway to victory on the track. And Helios is a very popular guy. Now, Hollywood is calling. They would like to cover this game at the Oscars, Academy Awards. I don't even know what the difference is, honestly. thinking about resigning. Or maybe just joking. I missed that. And Andrew getting ready to start another front, perhaps. Or creating a feint. We'll see. And Helios has got him maxed out with cards. He's got an Ent card. None that are super useful at this point. Kierden's ships maybe could come in handy. There and back again. Maybe past its prime. Looks like something's going on here. I'm not sure what happened there. I thought there was that I had done something, but let's see what's going on here. Now, did he play Mirror of Galadriel? I think so. Yeah, he did. I thought I accidentally clicked it, but yeah, Sauron the Deceiver is messing with things. And here we go. My furnace is coming on. Sorry about that. I'll try to talk a little bit louder. And Kierden's ships are going to defend Pelargir. Now here we go. Minas Tirith. Often the most epic battle. Andrew is really going for it here, but no Nazgul, so that's an interesting play. He does have the Isengard leader, but gets hammered with 4 hits, so he's gonna have to rethink that one. After this, lick his wounds. And he is going to continue. Okay. He does have quite a few elites, but see what happens. Okay. Gets 2. And 2. So 3. We'll see. Andrew might just be okay. Let's see if he will reduce an elite or if he's going to wait till the next round. Yeah, and he is going to wait one more round. But Andrew is doing pretty well here. He might have liked to have taken Minas Tirith that round. Fellowship is 4 spaces away, and Andrew is 5 victory points away, so both sides have a shot at this point. Andrew really was slowed down by Woodland Realm and now Minas Tirith, so that does give Helios a bit of a chance to make up that ground. But it is almost impossible for him to get to the Crack of Doom. He only has Gandalf's die, he doesn't have Aragorn's die. So that's going to make things even harder for him. Alright, and pretty bad roll. Typically you don't want to roll too many Palantirs. And talking about the stats, let's take a look here. Pause that for a second. If we look here at the action dice, -3 for Will of the West, +9 for the Palantirs. So that's some pretty bad luck there. Probably the most inefficient die roll you can get. And pretty balanced for the Shadow. And if we look at the stats down here as well, we've got +7 for 5s and +3 for 6s. So, I mean, maybe the Shadow's got a little bit of an advantage here, but maybe not because of the sieges. All right, from Pelargir, making up some ground here, and Andrew's being a diplomat there. Smiley faces always help. And Andrew puts up a pretty good defense there. 50% defense, I believe, anyway. Yeah. And so he's going to retreat into Minas Tirith, and Gondor is making a comeback. So at this point, Helios actually could consider trying to liberate Minas Tirith or going after Mordor. Very weakly defended here. If he had through a day and a night, so we'll see what he does. It doesn't look like he has through a day and a night. So, and Andrew gets the infamous 666 Satan roll. And 3 hits each. So another bloodbath in Minas Tirith. And yeah, it looks like Andrew might come out on top, but then he's got the army in the back door to worry about. So that's going to be a problem for him. And looks like he is going for it. Just try to take over the stronghold and then sit tight until reinforcements can arrive. Let's see if this pays off. And oh, I just missed. Oh, there's one left, and Helios responding with 1 hit of his own. So this is going to be interesting. We'll see if Andrew will reduce one more time, or if he's done. Oh, I think he is stopping. Oh no, he did. Yeah, this is going to be epic here. And no dice. So things are looking a lot better for Helios. He's bought himself quite a bit of extra time here. A lot of time. Yeah, and if you awake Gondor without completely conquering it, it gets strong really quickly. Especially if you can get Aragorn down there. That seems to be more of a play in recent years, is using Aragorn and his army to really threaten almost anywhere on the southern half of the board. Okay, and Helios has put up a very successful defense of Gondor. Big think time for sure. So Andrew is going into defense mode, moving his troops from Umbar to West Harondor, just in case those elves in Osgiliath get any ideas. Wow. That was a crazy roll. Okay. And Andrew absolutely obliterates the Shire. I mean, I guess Saruman just really hates them. Just absolutely demolished the Shire. And shifting gears now, maybe heading for Lorien. And also beefing up Isengard. So threatening two different things and forcing Helios to decide where he wants to defend next round. That's better. A little less noisy now, and equalizing the tiles. We are at 3-3 now, so that's good for the Free Peoples. And moving some Nazgul, just giving him some more flexibility with that southern army, depending on what Helios does with his Gondor units. There actually are not very many Nazgul out, are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. And Lucky Draw gets Elven Cloaks. So things are starting to look up for Helios. See if he can move 3 times next round. Might be still a pretty tough for him. And here we go, Fords of Eisen. And an Ent defense card. I don't actually see the Ents cards often get used as a combat card. but in this case, looks like it may have paid off. Occupies Fords of Eisen. Looks like the last two strongholds are going to be Lorien and Helm's Deep, if I had to guess. Now into turn 10. All right, what do you guys think at this point? Who would you guess is going to win this one? So let's take a look at their cards. Getting a lot of Dwarven cards too late to be helpful. But Bilbo Song, always a good one. Gwaihir and another red tile. And Horde from the East, which won't be that much help. Maybe for some defense, possibly. I'm not sure where. Yeah, so that might be good for some defense if Helios does decide to go on the attack with Gondor. So he's going to shuffle some units down to Pelargir. Looks maybe more of a defensive move, sorry. Yeah, Mordor is looking very empty. Just that one single orc holding the line in Minas Morgul. But it can fill up pretty quickly. In the last red tile. Helios is going to continue to muster. Maybe not. Well, unsure. And Paparazzi is calling Helios again. That was the quickest phone call of my life. And now Rohan's at war. Helios has a few options here to try to defend Rohan, or perhaps to go on the offense with Gondor. And 2 5s, the bonus helped. So in Helm's Deep, we've got 7 hit points, 5 units. And then Andrew's army has got quite a few hit points, 12 hit points, I think. Let's see if he's going to press. And indeed, following the pattern, he has most of the game. He's going to keep going. And really, that's the tough part of the Shadow is you do need to keep going in a lot of situations where it doesn't seem wise, but you've really got to play with tempo to force the Free People's player to make a mistake or to panic. And I guess you can make each other panic in this game, but often it's the shadow player dictating the speed of the game by how many strongholds they're attacking at once, or simply just by fast movement across the board. All right, so Andrew taking some significant losses here, but Helm's Deep is on its last legs. Looks like he'll take it. There's a few more Nazgul this time. Yep, there it is. Satan roll, almost. And now things just got a lot more dire for the Fellowship. Could be over this round, possibly. Maybe going to take until next round. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Andrew goes for Grey Havens or if he's going to take his time and go against Lorien. If he goes after Grey Havens, then the North is just going to swoop down and take the Shire, so it might not be worth it. And a 3-tile, ouch. Well, there goes Legolas, or Legolas. I do like the sound of Legolas better, though. And the accursed Golem enters the game. So Helios, yeah, does have Bilbo's song, so that's going to be quite helpful here. Yeah, it does look like Warm with Sorrow and Toil, or WWSAT. I don't know how you say that acronym. Looks like it did have quite an impact. And yep, Andrew is going for the Grey Havens. So we'll see how Helios responds. And Helios might not even have the dice to take back the Shire. So, yeah, he's going to defend Grey Havens with the dwarf, I think. Yeah. All right, and that big scary army from Moria is going to Lorien. He must have played a movement card. I must have missed that, but there's no way that army moved down there that fast. Maybe I'm just blind, but now Andrew's got to decide using the mouth, and he is going to go after Lorien rather than the Grey Havens, but keeping his options open in case Lorien goes badly for next round. So Andrew could win it right here. And Gandalf is going to be a part of the last epic battle. That's what I love about this game so much, is it always comes down to the wire, and you get awesome Gandalf and Aragorn battles. All right, doing a big think on the card here. And Helios only has one card left, so not too much of a choice, but he's got Gandalf, so I think he can play it. Yeah. Servant of the Secret Fire. I always found that line, it's probably one of my favorite lines, talking about the Valar, but possibly a double meaning about his ring, Narya, the Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash. Oh, I kind of missed the roll. Sorry about that, but got 2 hits, and then how many did Andrew get here? 3 hits. Okay. Yeah, and it looks like Andrew is going to emerge victorious here. So the Servant of the Secret Fire was not enough in this case. But it is Gandalf, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, Valar, if you're listening, now would be the time. Monway. All right, miracle number 1 has occurred. He got 1 hit. It would probably be even better if he had combat cards right now. So he's just at the mercy of the West right now. So Andrew's gonna reduce an elite here, and it's gonna be, I guess 6 units versus 2. So at this point, it still looks like Andrew has it in the bag. And yep, there's 1. This is really coming down to the wire. He's got 1 more crack at this. So we'll see. Oh man, I just love this game and how it just plays with your emotions at the end of the game. God's sense of humor. All right, let's see. 3 units versus 1. The mouth. 4 units versus 1. Mouth versus Gandalf. And drum roll, please. Oh, and he misses. Oh my goodness. Now wait, I thought Mouth had a reroll. Oh, but does Gandalf cancel the Mouth's rerolls? I thought it was just Nazgul rerolls. Someone will have to check that in the rules. Or maybe not. Maybe they're right and I'm just wrong. So I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, well, interesting. Helios is going to have to hide the Fellowship and move twice. Can he do it? Yes, but pretty unlikely. Let's see. Galadriel and Gandalf just champs over in Lorien. Yeah, that is true. He could also lose by corruption, so it's a double-edged sword. The Valar are fickle gods. Hmm. Yeah, and at this point, Rohan's definitely at war. Two Will of the Wests, pretty good, but it's not going to help if he can't hide the Fellowship. So, yeah, unfortunately, looks like Andrew's going to take this. Tom Bombadil. Just trying to see, would that remove control of the Shire? I don't think so. It's just can't go in there now. Might not make too much of a difference at this point. Maybe it could. Helios could have bought himself another round. So, well, that's his gambit, I guess. That's what I mean. So we'll see if Helios can retake the Shire and hold it. But Andrew might just respond by taking Edoras. So we'll see. And there it is. Gandalf heroically defended Lorien for a very long time. So unless Helios can take back the Shire and hold off Andrew at Edoras, game over. It isn't over yet, that's for sure. So Andrew wants some insurance. He doesn't want to risk Rohan getting too strong. So he's going to make sure he takes every single Rohan settlement to avoid any kind of uprising. Yeah, this Helios could have considered mustering in Rohan. He had two chances there to really beef up Edoras there. But now he's forced to go after Dale, which might be a bit of a long shot. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he made the right choice. We'll see. Again, easy to be that armchair warrior. So the double attack on the Shire and Dale. Let's see if it pays off. Man, this game is so meticulously balanced. And this game was really fun too because all four corners of the board saw action. Usually the Northwest is pretty silent. So he does decide to go after Dale. Got a pretty good chance actually of taking it and holding it. Maybe that was the right move. Yep, and he's got it. So, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we might, not 100%, but might be going to turn 12 now, I think. Yeah, that was definitely a smart play by Helios. I stand corrected. See, I would have defended Rohan, and that would have been a mistake because this West Emnet army is decently strong. So, and it's got all those leader rerolls too with the Witch King. Oh, and he's got Erebor. I didn't even consider that. Yeah, well, Helios, uh, the game definitely has shifted in his favor. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen the northeastern part of the board get retaken. Hmm. Shows you why these two are in the finals and I'm not. But again, Helios needs 3 dice. He's got to get 1 to hide and 2 to move. So, but he's got a lot of extra time now. It's gonna take Andrew quite a bit of effort to retake what he's lost here. You might have to focus on corruption at this point, if you can. Let's see what corruption cards he has. Dreadful spells. Lidless Eye. That's about it. Balrog, I don't think you play, so I discarded it anyway. And Helios has Theoden. It would have been an awesome pickup if Andrew didn't take Edoras, but Grey Company, yeah, nothing really there for Helios, so. So we'll see if Andrew can make use of his movement card, the Shadow Lengthens, to help him retake Erebor. He is going to go straight for the throat here, Grey Havens. And it's always good to take that dwarven settlement there in Ered Luin, or whatever. So Andrew is kind of seeing if he can play both sides of the board right now. Yeah, he's growing a lot of elephants. Went and found a few circuses out east and gathered them up. So it looks like we are going to go another round, actually. But the fellowship is hidden now, so that's good. Yeah, it's definitely an excellent game. And Helios, of course, talking to the press, talking to the president. This must have been a super long game. His wife is bugging him. That's awesome. All right. Let's see. Okay. Beefing up with Gondor, I guess. So I think he's got 2 elites there now. Yep. Yeah, it really is not looking awesome for Andrew. But again, Helios can only move once with the fellowship, so 1-1, and he's going to take Dale, I think. Not sure what happened there. They disappeared into the void with Morgoth. We got 5 hit points versus 3 now. And he's going to retreat into Erebor. So there's going to be another final siege here. I kind of hope Mary gets in on that action. You can save us. All right. Yes, let's see if Shelob cometh. Dun dun dun. And a 1, wow. He's been quite lucky through Mordor. Not a single red tile, even though all 4 of those red tiles are still there. Yeah, I think Helios really stole us from the jaws of defeat. But again, you never know with those hunt tiles. But Andrew does get a chance. He gets a crack at Erebor, I think. Oh, okay. Or maybe he's going after Greyhavens. Yep. He is going to use Fighting Uruk-hai for the Greyhavens. Another risky one, because this could backfire and give Helios a lot of extra time. So Andrew's got 5 Isengard units, and Helios has 4 hit points. Oh, ouch. Yeah, it has really swung in Andrew's favor here. So again, let's see if we can get some of that magic from Lorien to reoccur here. Okay, Mr. Dwarf. Let's go, Gimli. Bah humbug is right. Yeah, it would be pretty epic to have a tile draw to see. But let's see. 2 more rounds of Uruk-hai that he has to survive. And they are terrible. Ouch. And there it is. Game over. Wow. Yeah, that was an awesome first game to start off this tournament series. Yeah, that I was not expecting that at all. The Lorien defense, the retaking of Erebor, and ending in the Grey Havens doesn't happen very often. Yeah, awesome game. So we'll see what happens in game 2 and game 3. And yeah, maybe let's take a quick look at the stats here. So plus 10 Palantirs and minus 6 character dice. Wow, pretty rough for the Fellowship. And fairly normal. Lots of are those musters? Right, helmets, I think, right? Yeah. And minus 13 and plus 13, interesting. So somewhat balanced here, but the free did get quite a few 5s. Okay, thanks for watching, And this is Lord of the War of the Ring out.